Multicultural America has changed my understanding of cultural identity by proving to me how powerful it can be. When this class began, we learned about and created our own diversity wheel. This illustrated to me that everyone, including myself, has multiculturalism inside of us, even if we do not realize it. As Dr. Gregory J. put it in his essay, "What is multiculturalism?" Each of us can map our multiplicity through the many points on the diversity wheel, J4. This was my first step in recognizing how influential cultural identity is. Next, we wrote our first cultural identity narrative. I wrote about how I thought my cultural identity did not have a lot to do with who I was. To me, cultural identity was just where I was from. I thought my cultural identity amounted to simply being from the United States of America. In terms of for multicultural studies, defining race, ethnicity, and nationality, Dr. Gregory J. corrects my thinking by stating, "This statement confuses cultural identity, ethnicity, and nationality." J3. But I see now how cultural identity can be a powerful thing. It can determine how you perceive yourself and how others perceive you as well. It can also establish who and what you identify yourself with. To me, cultural identity can be a self-esteem boost, and in times of doubt, you can always rely on your cultural identity to remind you of who you are and where you come from. From the beginning of class, I have observed most people either believe cultural identity is very important to them or not very important to them at all. People identify their cultural identity at either end of the spectrum, without many people identifying themselves somewhere in between. This is how I was when the class began. My cultural identity did not have much significance to me. While I realize cultural identity can be a powerful thing, it is also difficult to let it be influential after it has not been prominent for so long. I wonder if the entire class thought their cultural identity was very important, if I would think it was more important to me as well. My perception of my skills and talents has not changed over the semester, yet my perception of my identity and background have changed. This class, as well as other experiences over the course of this semester, has made me look deeper into my identity and, more specifically, my background. I have never considered my background to be very important to who I am, but I realized a lot of other people do believe their background is critical to who they are. This made me realize I needed to continue to keep an open mind when meeting new people. I was brought up to be understanding and empathetic to the new people I meet. Service learning has emphasized these ideals. I believe it is especially important to keep an open mind and be empathetic when dealing with immigrants and other people who are new to the customs, traditions, and language in America. Many people come to America looking for a better life. It is hard to leave everything you know behind, and it is even more difficult to become accustomed to a new way of living. Throughout Ronald Takaki's A Different Mirror, the experiences of people immigrating to America are documented with an assortment of struggles and problems. However, people push through their setbacks and difficulties they face in their new homes, knowing something greater awaits them on the other side. To Jews who immigrated, America represented the Promised Land. To Asians, America was a gold mountain and safe haven away from the British Opium Wars and Taiping Rebellion. Mexicans termed America El Norte, and like the Asians, saw America as a land of opportunity. Takaki 8, 178, and 292. My experience working with immigrants who are trying to learn a new language through service learning has opened my eyes to the difficulties they and other immigrants face when coming to America. This class, service learning, and the semester as a whole has reminded and reinforced my values of keeping an open mind and being empathetic to new people I meet.